Can you hear that?
Okay. Yeah. Hello and welcome again. We're live, and this is Coach Manny with you on our weekly broadcast, and it's exciting to be here as always. If you're watching this, you are watching it in recording because with the holiday weekend, we're setting this early. But I'm excited today because, like every Friday, we're here to help you. And today, we got a last-minute opportunity to bring Orlando back in because we're going to talk about LinkedIn some more. So most of you are probably already familiar. So you want to say hello, Orlando, and just
Hi. We're back up, second show.
yeah, just give them a minute. For those that maybe didn't see you last time, just give us a minute on who you are and a little background.
Sure. So I'm a business broker with Aspira Business Brokers as a group I formed last year. And basically what I do is I serve entrepreneurs, those who own businesses looking to sell them or even buy and expand through acquisition, or those people who are looking to acquire a business because they understand the value of acquiring an existing cash flowing entity or assets that already have proven location, proven concept, proven whatever, trained employees and such. The other side, besides brokerage, what I do is I am an advisor to business owners, and so on a number of things, everything from consulting with valuation of businesses, broker opinion, certified valuations, to preparing for the exit, a multi-year plan in increasing cash flow, margins, and the ability for the owner to be able to disconnect from the business, which makes it much more sellable. So, and within that advisory side, there's so many things that we go through, everything from accounting systems to marketing and sales, which we're kind of talking about here with LinkedIn. It's one of those wonderful online tools that if you know how to use will grow sales. So, so I'm excited to get started and have a conversation about using LinkedIn again.
Okay. And he's also a LinkedIn expert with us today. So
I'm the resident guru.
How's that?
Yeah, I've become the resident guru.
So today we're going to take you through 3 points with LinkedIn. We've really kind of filtered today's session into searching. So if you've never searched or you're an expert, but we're going to kind of start at 101 because I think there's stuff that everyone may not know. So we want to walk you through, make you comfortable with the advanced search. We want to talk and get you comfortable with the premium search and some reasons why you might use that. And then how do I really connect with people? When we get done all that, we're going to give you an example of actually using the tool. So, and we're going to do all that in 30 minutes like we do every week, or we run out of time. So I'm excited to be here today. So let's get started. Today is really more hands-on, so we're going to pull us off the screen here and bring up the LinkedIn screen so we can get started. And if you're sitting on a computer and you're in LinkedIn, let's bring it up because I want you to kind of work along with me. I know I'm not going to be able to answer questions because we're going to be on tape, but those questions, we're going to give you an email later, so you can email them in if you have any questions, and we'll try to answer them as we move forward, or if you need any additional information. So I'm in LinkedIn here, and you see my screen, Orlando?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but if you can expand it.
Okay, let's see if I can get it any bigger.
I would just maximize and maybe move off the margins left and right if you can. That's better.
That's all I can do. So you're not seeing the whole screen?
No, I am, but you expanded it and then it went back down. So we can bring it back up.
Oh, I did expand it when I hit that button. Okay, let's try it. Is that better?
There you go. It looks better, much better.
Actually, it's smaller for me, but that's okay. It's kind of. So here we are. This is a screen we all come in, we're all familiar with. and the place I want to go today is right here. If you're following me, you see there's right next to the search at the top in the middle is a little word called advanced. And this is how we're going to run the advanced search. So if you just click on that, where you'll get to is this screen right here, which is advanced people search. Now, this is where we start. And you can do so much with this screen, yet people don't realize how you can tune down what you're actually looking for. And I would start with something like, let's say I'm just looking for the word, if I'm looking for somebody in the software industry, I might just type in a keyword, search right here, and software, and you can see when I type that in, I have about 21,000. You can see the number up here, people. So that didn't really do, 21 million. I'm sorry. So that really didn't do a whole lot for me in bringing that into any kind of workable form at this point. So I might go down a little further and I might put in, let's say, I'm really looking for CEO. So if I put CEO in here and I then hit enter, and now I'm down to 400,000 some people here. And I keep adding different stuff here so until I get down to what I want. So that's still way too many. So let's take it down to, you see over here, I can make it current. And are you seeing all this, Orlando, okay?
You're looking good.
Okay. Now I'm, yeah, okay, I selected current, which just means that in the person's title today, they have to be CEO. It didn't really do a whole lot to distribute that. Let's go down a little further. And now what I'm going to look at is, all I want to look at is second level connections. Now, a second level connection is just someone who's connected to someone I know. You see, each time I put a new parameter in, I get to a smaller and smaller group of people, and that's where I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get the group down to about 200 or less, which is a group that I might be able to then start figuring out who I want to connect with. But I've got to find a way to bring this down more and more. So I'll go back down here now and I'll say, okay, let me look at an area, and I only want to look at the greater Philadelphia area. So I can type that in, and let's see where that took me.
Now, I'll give you a quick technical question.
Yeah, shoot.
The fields that you're using now, are they available for those who don't have a premium account?
I think, yes, I think all these fields are available, yeah, on the without any pay. Mm-hmm. You're on a premium account too, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I think you're right. I mean, the first part that you're on right now is for the, just so everyone knows that if you don't have a paid account or premium account, the stuff you're using right now is available. Although in the search results, you may get, I think, a bigger number as well as some more detail to it. You know, in a premium account, it has more results. But nonetheless, I think this is still important, and I think everyone can benefit from this very basic introduction to searching contacts in LinkedIn database. I was just wanted to clarify that and ask you that question so you can answer for anyone who might be thinking or wondering this. That's a popular question I get all the time. You know.
Okay, so what you're really saying is, if I have a premium account, I'm going to see more people?
You're going to get more results. So, for example, you might get third level or greater.
Okay.
On your premium account. Again, I have, there's different types of premium accounts. So
right.
I have a standard, it's $30 a month. And you do get to see third. You do get to see maybe a little more depending on some of the things, but I don't remember the exact details. But again, I'm just pointing that out. So if you're, we're looking at two different ways of searching. I know that we both recommend that you get a premium account. There's no question about it. It's just worth it. Again, for $30, or in some cases, you can. There's a way I think we can get even cheaper, maybe even as low as $10, $9, $8, even though it's not publicized. There's another real LinkedIn dude, full-time job of doing this stuff, who I learned that, she pointed out that that's in fact you could do that. You probably would have some similar features. So you get more or less. There's premium accounts with just straight up salespeople. And there's, I have, mine is, it may be a job seeker. I think what it was. It was something I set up a long time ago. I do have to, in fact, change that probably at some point. Because
that's a good point. I think that people need to understand is if you're seriously going to do anything with LinkedIn, you really should be in a premium.
Well, in the meantime, I think what you're doing right now is perfect. It'll work for anyone who has a free account, and you can search for second level, and everything you're saying is perfect.
Okay, so let's keep going. We're trying to get this down a little bit further so you can see that I've now geographically brought it down, but and I don't want to go into any of the other fields. As you can see, these fields at the bottom with the yellow box around them are only premium accounts. So let's see if I can get this down a little further using some other stuff. Up here at the top, you see, you can see the keyword. I've set up second level. I've set up Greater Philadelphia. Let me see if I can do this. No. So I've gotten down to about 2,000 connections, which is still way too many. So I might put another keyword in here, software, and let's use the word developer. Let me see what happens when I add that keyword in there. Now I'm down to 88 people. And now I'm down to probably much more workable results that I can then go through here and say, is this somebody I want to connect with? And if anybody is on this call who shows up, that's great. Please let me know that. But I can go through here and you can see I can gather some information. Now, one thing I can do from this search, not recommended, but I guess I could do two things. One is I never want to leave the search. So I always want to right click and open this person in a new tab. So let's see if I can hold that on the screen. So I've found somebody here I might want to know more about. I've opened them up in another tab. Are you seeing that new tab now?
I am.
Okay. This is working better. So I would look at this person, and what I learned here real quick is that this isn't somebody I can connect with. I can follow them, but they have set some stuff that I can't connect with them. So, all right, I might choose to follow them because maybe there's somebody I need to learn more about. So let me leave them and go back to where I was and find another person. Okay, let's look at this person here. Again, right-click to open in a new tab. Okay, so now I've opened this person up here, and you can see by the screen I could send them an in-mail, which only because I have a premium account. I didn't have. Go ahead.
I see you can connect. I'm sorry. Did you say you couldn't connect?
No, if I hit the connect button, one of the things that happens, let's just hit it. You see, they want to know how I happen to know this person. So that's why a lot of times you'll see people trying to connect with you, and you'll see friend connected, because a lot of people will just connect that, and then they'll change this message. A lot of people don't change it, but you could change this message to something that's relevant. Like, I see you and I are in the same type of business. I think maybe we can do something together. Something that's going to perk their interest. If I get a message that says, I'd just like to connect with you on my professional network, the tendency is to say, but this person didn't even take time to change the message. What do you think about that, Orlando?
Absolutely. She should definitely read the profile. If you go back and scroll through, you can see their past birth experience. You can see the people they're connected with. You can see who you're mutually connected with and make them a second connection. So you obviously share a contact or a connection in your network.
Yeah.
Who is that person? You could, if you want to, you have a couple options. So you can go to the person that you both know, and you can invite or ask that person to connect with you. I'm sorry, to introduce you if you have a relationship. So scroll down, take a look at who you both know. If in the settings it shows that. For the profile browsers, allow you to see that. And by the way, it's the same thing you could have done with the other gentleman who changed the settings so that no one. So you have 4 shared connections.
Right, there you say.
Gerard, Jonathan Davis, Steve Leveski. Any one of those guys you feel comfortable in? Steve, by the way,
Your competitor.
Listen, he's also a business engineer, business broker. Is any one of those 4 you feel comfortable with asking to introduce you?
Sure. So I could ask Steve to introduce me to that person. I could also ask Gerald to introduce me to that person if I wanted to get there. And I would just send them a note saying, I see you know this person. The big thing I've found is that a lot of times when I've done that, people don't really know that person. Have you run into that before?
So here's a strategy or tactic here, okay? So we're getting out of the technical of just how to. That's true. And my feeling is that that's an opportunity to say hello anyway. So Steve Leveski or George, forget the names there, you have an opportunity to email them and say hello. So you say, listen, we both, you know so-and-so. I was wondering if you'd be willing to give me an introduction. And if you don't, that's okay. And then just put a little note what you're doing and why you're doing it. So if you and also maybe, try to spark the conversation briefly on what they're doing, what they're up to. So you're in the same motion, in the same click of a button, in the same copy and paste of an email or message. You can even create a template for that, by the way, I'm sure. And you have a couple fill in the blanks. So maybe you have a 2 or 3 paragraph part message to Steve or whoever else. And you can then, fill in the formula. So, hey, so-and-so, you have a connection. I was wondering if you'd be willing to introduce me to. And, of course, your language is very important. So, if you think highly enough of me to make the introduction, right, or, some powerful words that are important to help get a response. The second paragraph you might want to use is, in your little template, is talk about what you're doing and why you're doing it. So if you're reaching out to that particular person, you might put the referral language right in that second paragraph. You might say, I am looking for so-and-so because right now I have a great I'm having a great success with helping people like that person that you're trying to introduce to.
Right.
CEO so-and-so. And I've got these results. I've been able to do this for them. Here's some testimonials. Here's some examples. And you're almost giving them a copy and paste of the introduction. You don't have to tell them that, right? So if I think you all get it, it makes it easy on us. If you think that even if you don't know the person well enough, either way, let me know. And then we're glad, it'd be great to catch up. Something so simple and so casual like that, I think, if you were looking at 88 connections that you're trying to reach out to, and you could not connect with them for some reason or another, then you would reach out to a shared connection and maybe plop in those that the person you're trying to connect with, and probably that's it. I guess you could probably keep it that simple. And within literally 15 minutes, I'm sure you can get through a lot of that 88. And now you're maybe get to 30 people, I don't know, or 20 people of your connection you do have. You just email 20 of your own colleagues, your friends, people you already know, that is, in your network, and you're touching base for a reason. Now, you could use friends and just connect, but you can also find their contact information, their email. And sometimes you may have the email right in the profile. Or you can do a quick search on that person and then make a connection request.
Yeah. You can do all the, so important thing is that you send them something to know that you're not just spamming connections. But remember, it's really important that you get, I just want to emphasize that for a minute. It's really important that you get good connections and not just a lot of connections. You know, everybody wants to have a lot of connections, but if they're not doing anything for you, then they're not really worth even being connected.
Yeah, there's two different approaches. So there's the lines out there. You know, the line LION is an acronym that stands for LinkedIn Open Networker. And of course, David's you're looking for numbers. By the way, there is a benefit for some groups of individuals out there that it makes more sense to just be open. You literally open it all up, connect with anybody, reach out to anyone that's really in your network, because you're leveraging their network. Even if they're not ideal, it doesn't matter. The fact that you're connected with them allows you now to get another second level connection. Not only that, but when you have your own content or whatever message or whatever information you want to get out there, you're going to have a greater reach. So there's a lot of benefits to doing that. On the other end, if you're a different kind of mindset and you're maybe more of a particular salesperson, you just know you have a niche, you have a group, then yeah, you're gonna just work with that small size of your audience and really cultivate that relationship in a deeper level. For me, I'm on the deeper level side. Although there's some things I feel like I could implement the strategy of being open, including when it comes to groups. Because by the way, if you look, here's another tip, okay? So that person that you couldn't connect with, the very first one, if you share same groups or don't share same groups, it doesn't matter. He might show you what groups he's in. You might see a commonality for all of them. Join the 2 or 3 groups that those 88 CEOs happen to be all a member of. Look, he's a lying one.
Yeah, you see right here. So, as you see, these are the groups. So and there's 24 more actually, so you can actually click there, and you could actually join some of these groups, and then you could. It's not as good as it used to be, but you can message across through the group.
Well, even better, right? So now if you're a part of the same group, let's say you scroll back up a little bit, the CIO networking group, that blue one there, CIO network, it has 196,000 members. That's a pretty good size. Now, if he and all the others, half of them are in that CIO network, I would join the CIO network. Once you're in, you can connect freely with every single member in the group. So now you've just found your whole group of your audience, and you're able to message with them, and especially as you're trying to do, connect with them easily. LinkedIn will allow you to do that without any question of you know the email and how do you know the person. They get just click the button and you're in. And at that point, you should have a different little message, right? So your script will then be, hey, remember the CIO network, and then contribute from that perspective. Just so you can create some type of anchor or affiliation with that individual. And as you all know in real life, if you say, oh, I'm also with the chamber, the Gloucester County Chamber, or I'm also with this particular group, or whatever it is, yeah. You say, oh, you know, it's an icebreaker for sure. So I'll leave it at that. So that's I think I gave you 2 or 3 different ideas right there on how to connect with someone if you're in the know.
Good, good. And you know, you can just click right here on the join, and so you know that, and it'll bring that group up. They make it so easy for you, and you know, you're now at the group, and then you could just,
the little cog.
what is that?
You scroll back up, and you see the cog in the top right.
Yes. See right here on the top right,
Right.
I hit this.
Um,
I must already be in this group.
well, this is your groups.
Yeah. I don't know how I got here. Let me get out. Let me go back here because we are running slow. We are running behind. So I just want to show you we're almost actually out of time. But I think we brought you some good stuff. But I want to show you some of the advanced stuff here. Some of this stuff that's in the paid version, and that makes it really useful. As you can see, these groups down here. One that I like to use all the time is company size, because if your target market happens to be companies of a certain size, let's say I want to go after companies that are 51 to 200. Now you can see right here, it already broke down those 88 companies according to size. And let's say now I want to break down my search a little further. So I hit this button. And what actually happens now is I'm down to 18 people, but they are much more focused in what I'm going after, company-wise, size-wise. And there's even other ways you can break that down here in some of these advanced things. If you're looking for people who are in certain types of groups, if you're looking for, like this is, if you're marketing, this is where the recruiters use it a lot. If you're looking for junior level people, you might look for people with 1 to 2 years experience. If you're looking for more mid-level, 6 to 10 years, you can see, in my case, I'm looking for CEOs. If I was looking for young CEOs in tech companies, I can see 2 of these with only 3 to 5 years. If I click that, it'll break it down even further. You want to add anything there, Orlando?
Well, I think if we're running short on time, we're going to throw out a couple more tips. I think you can also search particular companies too. So, what you did originally was search for people, but you can do the same search.
Yeah. I could actually do for search. This is what's really neat about this. If you want to look for certain people in a company, you can, and I don't know what happened to it. Okay, so I could go here and I could actually say current company, and I could actually search particular companies if I wanted to. If you were looking for a certain type of employee that worked for one of the big companies, you could actually go and, like if I wanted to look for people who work for Facebook, it can actually tell you that one of these people works for Facebook. Geographically, we went into Philadelphia. I'm going to come back off of here. Wow.
Well,
We blew our time already. We are actually running just about out of time. You want to give these guys and gals on this call any final tips? And we're going to have to actually call it a day. I hate this. We're going to have to do a couple of longer sessions, which is something that we're probably looking to do, because you can't cover too much in 30 minutes.
Well, I don't know. There's not much time. I mean, I hate to bring up a couple more ideas and then not have enough time to talk about it.
Okay.
I think I was more the sidekick today, just to let you go over the technical side of how to, and then just chime in with some ideas on how to use it, strategy-wise. And to me, the how-to is not that important, honestly, because if you go back, there's a help button at the top right-hand side of the screen, and you need help with figuring out something or have a question about something. Let's say you wonder, you have no idea. It'd be great if LinkedIn could do this. I wonder if it does that. If you actually go to that button up there, the help button, the little question mark button, search, it's actually going to drop down on your picture, so you click on your picture.
Right here?
The top right icon, your picture, little profile picture.
Oh, over here?
Yep. And then you go to the bottom, it says Help Center. There's a little icon.
Okay, so you're seeing that? You look at your picture, and then there's a Help Center.
The very last, on the drop down, the very last item at the bottom, there's a little question mark, there's a logo, and it says Help Center. And so how can we help you? So you can search anything in here. And let's say I've never done this before. Let's just try this. Let's say you want to export your contacts so you can import it into your email service provider like MailChimp or Constant Contact or something like that. And you want to figure out how you can do that. Just export contacts or something like that. You search and you're uploading a contacts file. Importing contacts from Microsoft Exchange so you can bring them in, merging groups, that's pretty good. Exporting contacts is not exporting the contacts immediately. Okay. But if there are any problems with that. But in any event, you may discover, which I happen to already know, that you can export your contacts as a CSV file, an Excel file, which then, of course, imports into your anything else pretty much you have, including your contact management tool and your email provider, service provider, and such. So that's one last little tip. I really do recommend you go there because it's really easy to figure out. I mean, the reason I know so much is because I tinker it. And I asked the question, I got the answer. That's probably the number one place to go find it. Now, the other place, of course, you can just Google it. Google your question regarding LinkedIn, and you'll get answers. There's some advanced search techniques that you can use, like using the word site, S-I-T-E, and then using the domain for LinkedIn.com, and then use terms. What that does is it restricts Google search for answers only within the LinkedIn site. So that's another way to find information. And my recommendation, is really get comfortable with it because it doesn't take too much time. It's pretty easy to, relatively speaking, it's pretty easy to do. It's intuitive. And it's becoming more and more a little like Facebook in some ways, right? With the feed and the way you can comment or the way you can connect to other people or tag them and stuff like that. So I'm sure everyone's familiar with Facebook.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us today. Another good session, and I'm going to have to say goodbye. It's always good being here every Friday with you. Watch as we go into the fall. We are going to be doing some, in addition to our Fridays, we're going to be doing some longer sessions during the week, specifically focused in on some topics with some guests, continuing to try to bring you the best people to help you grow your business. Thanks, Orlando, and thanks for all of you. We'll see you next Friday right here at Eastern Time.
Enjoy your weekend.